look at this. It's a little late.
I'd be
Because this is
fine
from
with it
yesterday.
if it was an online PvP game and you could play as border control.
I think Giggle Fingers. I think several people have said that. Like, can you play the? It'd be fine if you play the border guards getting the illegal crossers, but. All right, let's take a look, and see just exactly how Anima because if memory serves, Anima Interactive took down their whole fucking website. If memory serves, when I did the story on this, Anima Interactive took down their entire website. Shortly after they launched the teaser, their entire website was pulled down and put into like private mode. So let's see what happens, shall we?
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Take Us North, which is essentially a piece of propaganda masquerading as a video game. We talked about it a month or two ago, so why are we returning to it today? Well, yesterday the developer, Anima Interactive, released a lengthy statement about the attacks they have been receiving over the past couple of months, including...
Okay, if I don't get called out on this by these people, I'm gonna be upset. Like, I did a full-on, 30-minute, 45-minute video where I actually dug deep. I actually researched this bitch. If I don't make this video, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset if I don't make at least a mention in this video of someone calling Anima Interactive out. Damn it.
Being a direct mention of Asmongold, among other, as they consider, right-wing extremist YouTubers who talked about their project. Yeah, I guess I would know a thing or two.
Chatty, are you referring to Rev or are you referring to me? If you're referring to Rev, he's a guy. If you're referring to me, I'm trying out a new voice today.
About that, I just wanted to point out this funny post from Hero Hey. So apparently on Blue Sky, which is not a surprising place for this, myself, Kirsha, Leaflet, Hero Hey, and Pippa have all been identified as literal Nazis. But even more curious is that there's also profiteers and those promoting it, including the Mythic Team, Henya the Genius, Doki Bird, and even Iron Mouse. Yep.
Why not? Am I not big enough to be recognized by Blue Sky? Looking at me! Why not me? I could use the popularity bump. Dang it! I said it's a joke. It's a joke. I don't actually want people to be screaming on Twitter or Blue Sky called me a Nazi. This is a joke.
According to Blue Sky, Iron Mouse is a Nazi supporter. Can you believe that? Well, it's an insane asylum over at Blue Sky, so I'm not too surprised, but as always, this is basically just a big follow list, and why don't you, while you're at it, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on this video to help boost it in the algorithm. So, let's just give a quick rundown of what we talked about last time with Take Us North. So, this was a project on Kickstarter that raised $61,000, went past its goal, and there's a lot of great rewards they offered, including a $5,000 reward where you could literally go visit illegal immigrants. And then...
I didn't even know about that. Oh my god, they were actually doing a $5,000 trip to go visit a migrant shelter. Are you fucking serious?
I need to correct Revner Blue Sky isn't an insane asylum. It's an echo chamber for escaped mental patients.
So, Insane Asylum Plus? Huh? Special invitation for a real-world trip and or visit to a migrant shelter subject to safety and travel allowances. And notice, 0 backers. 0 people are going to be back. 0 people are backing this.
And then they have their entire story laid out here, where essentially you are a part of illegal immigrants trying to enter the United States, and they're trying to humanize the migrant and refugee.
Yeah, sorry, Rev. That's one thing, is they don't classify it as illegal immigration or illegally crossing the border. They soften the fuck out of the language for this, and they just call it like the migrant's journey. They do everything in their fucking power to avoid talking about how what these people are doing is illegally entering a country. They at no point do they ever say that what these people are doing is illegal, that they are illegally entering the country. They romanticize and they say, oh, it's their poignant journey and asylum seekers on their way to cross the border. And they're saying you were humanizing the migrant and refugee experience, blah, blah, blah. They not once do they say that this is illegal. Not fucking once do they talk about how what these people are doing is illegal. Not once. Because they're activists. This is a studio run through via activism. It's an activist studio.
Experience. And now, based on what we're going to read in just a second, this experience includes coyotes, the smugglers. They're going to try to humanize them as well. They actually confirmed that's what's going to be happening in this game.
Wait.
But of course,
wait. They're going to roll. Oh my god. They're going to make. Oh god. They're going to try and treat the coyotes like they're just like, they're doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. They're sympathetic to the migrants and trying to help them reach a better life, ignoring the fact that coyotes are scum. They frequently are working with the cartels, that they take advantage of the people that they traffic across the border, that they take them as slaves.
Does the poor cute kitty girl need a hug for not being recognized by Blue Sky?
No, I think I'll get over it. Like, so they're going to conveniently ignore the fact that these coyotes treat the women that they traffic as fucking slaves. That wasn't, yes, you look muted. That they abuse the people, that they will just leave people that they take across the border to die if they can't keep up. All that's going to be completely forgotten about. And it's going to be, oh, the coyotes are kind and generous people that are all about helping bring people across the border so they can find a better life. Because they're really kind individuals at heart, not money-grubbing, cartel-operated psychopaths that don't see them as human beings, but see them as dollar signs. Yeah. Way to completely eliminate reality from the equation.
There was also connections to Wings Interactive, Sweet Baby Inc., Clever Endeavor Games, Microsoft, and even the United Nations. The usual suspects had a hand to play in this game's development, and a lot of people were focusing on Carla Reyes, which is one of the creators of this game. And not that long ago, she spoke at Gamescom trying to promote this game, and Asmongold shortly after would react to that video, and that's where a lot of the attention towards what has been dubbed the illegal migrant simulator began.
Let's get it.
As my pronouns are she, her, and
yes!
Great. So I got a little intro, thank you.
Yes! Oh. When we watched Rev's video where he showed Asmon's video on this, we all had the exact same fucking reaction that he did. As soon as she did that, Asmon did it and we didn't. We all just went, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, Asmongold has had enough of this shit.
My name's Carla Reyes, my pronouns are she, her, and I run a little indie studio called Anima Interactive. We're developing Take Us North, which is about migration across the US-Mexico border. which is obviously a very relevant and heavy-hitting topic.
Yeah.
But that's why we found it important
getting
to
deported.
talk about
No,
now,
you're
and
not
I'll
going
share a
north,
little
you're
bit
going
about
south.
our behind-the-scenes
Yes.
in the development of this project, because it's very deeply rooted in research. Given how sensitive and
Research?
complex and nuanced
Yeah,
the subject
exactly.
matter is, we want
Research?
to make sure that we are telling these stories.
Are they going to research the way that illegal migrants steal the identities of American citizens and then claim their benefits illegally?
Huh?
I wonder if they're going to talk about that.
So to conclude this introduction to this game, right after that reaction from Asmongold, other YouTubers, including myself, would also react, but mainly because of Asmongold's reaction, the entire project just blew up, right? Carla Reyes, she deactivated on everything, pretty much wiped her digital footprint, and then Anima Interactive deleted their Twitter account and even privated their own website. That's how...
And I called this out in the video that I made, not a react video, but the video I actually made about this. I showed that. I showed that Carla Reyes got rid of her account. I can't remember if Anima had actually privated or deleted their Twitter account as well at the time. I showed how they privated the entire fucking website. I showed that. And then I showed the back history of Reyes. I showed how she is just, she used to work with Sweet Baby Inc. She used to work with Square Enix in their DEI division. That she was in, like, in charge of, I think she was in charge of their DEI division. I highlighted all that shit. All of it. Rez, I laid it all out for you. Why couldn't you have used my video? I'm still kind of a little butthurt about that. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little butthurt that Rev didn't use my video as a source.
Scared they were of the attention, as pointed out by Smash JT here. Ask yourself this. If they're so proud of what they're creating, why did they run and hide the second people discovered it?
I did this!
Very interesting. So, this leaves us with today. What are we talking about today? Well, as I stated, there has been a statement made by Anima Interactive. So, we begin with this email that was sent to their Kickstarter backers. Let's just read this part quickly, then we'll get to the full document.
Okay.
They say, "Dear friends and supporters," and skipping ahead, they say, "Unfortunately, as some of you may know, after our creative director, Carla, gave a presentation about Take Us North at Gamescom in late August, Anima Interactive and Take Us North became targets of an online harassment campaign by right-wing extremists."
Chat, did you know that I was a right-wing extremist? Did you know that? Did you know that I was a right-wing extremist? I'm learning something new about myself today. I had no idea. Chat, how long have you been holding on to this information and not told me about it? Huh? Why have you not informed me of this, that I am indeed a white right-wing extremist? Which is why I have people constantly coming after me in comment sections and on Twitter when I talk about how we need to stop with the extremism on both sides and like actually come back to center. I should have known. I should have known. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. I failed you. I didn't know this about myself. I had no idea. I had no idea that I was so right wing. I'm sorry. I've betrayed you all. I don't deserve your subs. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. You've been lied to this whole time. I didn't even know that I was lying to you. I swear, I promise. I didn't even know I was lying to you. No, I don't deserve a banana cat. I don't deserve the banana cat. I've been lying to you this whole time. Even if I had no idea I was even lying in the first place. Thank you, Necrotic. Thank you for the tier 1.
For the safety of our safety and the security of our team members and families, we had to make the difficult decision to step back from the public communication and minimize our online presence. So yeah, they're blaming the right-wing extremists, referring to people like YouTubers and just social media users generally, who had something to say about this very clear piece of propaganda that is being masqueraded as a video game. Now,
Don't then buy American standards, I'm very far right. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm considered very far right by any metric, unless I actually make a call for empathy, and then I'm considered extreme left. If I actually say we need to be empathetic and we need to not be so extreme, then I'm considered extreme left. Lower input volume, okay. I'll bring the gain down slightly. See if that that helps. Well, I mean, Drac, yeah, I suppose you could. You know what? I don't consider myself left. I don't consider myself right. I don't consider myself center. I don't consider myself fucking anything. I consider myself a free-thinking individual who has an opinion that not everybody might agree with on a variety of different subjects. I don't consider myself in any fucking direction. I just consider myself a normal, rational, free-thinking fucking human being who doesn't take a specific, like, political or ideological fucking side. Call that what you will.
This is where it gets interesting. There was an article written about this. It is now gone. They deleted it. The whole purpose was to say we're not being silenced.
Wait.
And, well,
Was this the old article that I highlighted in my video, or was this a new one? Which article? I can't remember the name of the... I'm trying to remember the name of the publication of the article that I brought up. I can't remember if it was Medium or not.
they silenced themselves because, once again, the second they got discovered, they nuked everything. But of course, the internet is forever, and there is an archived version of this post, which we're going to look at today.
There we go.
It is titled, Replacing Fear with Empathy. We are currently in the midst of Hispanic Heritage Month, a time typically marked by vibrant festivals and cultural celebrations, but this year some of that joy is muted. Following a recent Supreme Court ruling, many Hispanic heritage gatherings across the U.S. have been canceled as fear over immigration, enforcement, and safety concerns arise. These can't
Wouldn't have any fear over immigration enforcement and safety if you were in the country legally. If you were in the country legally as either on a legit visa or as a naturalized citizen, you wouldn't have these fears regarding immigration. So in this statement, they're admitting that a lot of these these people are here illegally. They're flat out admitting that they're canceling the celebration because they are in the country illegally. They're just flat out fucking admitting it. Because otherwise, there would be no fear over immigration. If ICE shows up, you can go, yeah, I'm legal. See? I'm a legal immigrant. Here's my shit. So, yeah, that's, once again, it's Anima Interactive basically saying, they're all about the illegal immigration. They're celebrating illegal immigration.
Cancellations contribute to a pattern of cultural erasure that is pushing historically marginalized communities into the shadows.
No. No.
So that was a fucking lie.
They chose to cancel their gatherings because they're illegal immigrants. They are not legally in the country, and and if ICE gets their hands on them, they're going to be deported. That's not cultural erasure. Nobody's trying to erase the culture of Hispanic History Month. Absolutely no one is doing that. I'm sure there were actually plenty of Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations that occurred by either legal visa holders or naturalized citizens that were celebrating their Hispanic heritage. These cancellations are not contributing to any kind of cultural erasure. Nobody's saying that you can't celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. These people that are canceling their celebrations are doing so proactively because they are illegally in the country. They literally broke the country's law. That's not cultural erasure, no matter how you try to spin that shit. It don't work.
Now you have to ask yourself, why would people attending these sorts of gatherings be afraid of these immigration enforcement issues?
Yes!
Well, probably because they're here illegally, which kind of goes hand in hand with this entire project. But this is the probably the most important part, saying, I've come to know these shadows as well. In late August, Anima Interactive and I became targets of a viral online harassment campaign after
For
giving a
fuck's sake.
presentation at Gamescom. The
Oh, here we go. Permanently playing the fucking victim card. Permanently are we shocked that the DEI developer, that the people affiliate, that the head of the DEI developer, who is associated with Sweet Baby Inc. and the DEI version of Square Enix, is a permanent victim? It's like what the factual fuck? This permanent victimhood shit is just, I'm getting permanent victim fatigue. Okay? I am fucking fatigued with all this bullshit right now. All these people that are constantly coming out and going, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, we're a victim of the right wing, we're a victim of the right wing. I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. It is exhausting, and I'm sorry, but the minute you do shit like this, where you say like, oh, we're being harassed by right-wingers, I'm sorry, you just lost your fucking argument. By doing that, you basically just broadcast to the fucking world that we're just we're just weak little snowflakes that can't take criticism and can't take the fact that people are calling you out on glorifying illegal immigration, ignoring the illegality of it. Go fuck yourself, people.
largest video game convention in the world, a prominent streamer with a large right-wing following broadcast my talk to his audience, reaching millions of views. This escalated in direct personal attacks and doxing attempts, forcing us to minimize our online presence to protect our safety and security. Yeah, they are playing the victim on this one again. It's like this.
And again, calling Asmongold right-wing. Again. The point of the rant, No Shadow, is their crime. That's the point of the rant, is Enema and Reyes wanted to basically publicly just cry a river, like you said, Durahan. They just wanted to publicly cry and go, oh, look at how poorly you're being treated, come buy our game. That's it. They just wanted to basically spew out a sob story and try and chin up sympathy from an extreme minority of people that have not called out this group for romanticizing and being activists for illegal immigration. That's all this is. And when it didn't hit, when they got dogpiled by people, when they put out the news article going, exactly what I've been saying is, you're promoting illegal immigration. You are a bunch of pieces of shit that are actually that are promoting illegality. You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You should go the fuck away, because you're romanticizing something that is horrible and is illegal. And they probably got dogpiled on this, and that's why they deleted the article, because they didn't get the sympathy that they were trying to cultivate by putting this article out in the first place.
Second a light was shined on them, they immediately ran away and blamed right-wingers, and in this case, they are very clearly directly calling out Asmongold. I'll ask you this, if you're not even right-wing, and you had a problem with what they're doing, or you have some criticisms of Take Us North, please let it be known in the comments, because it's very welcomed. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people see through the propaganda that this sort of quote-unquote
quotable gnome, she did not show the trailer during her presentation. She yapped so fucking much, by the time she was done with her fucking yapping about basically activizing for illegal immigration and just basically like deep-throating the idea of illegal immigration being such a wonderful fucking thing, by the time she was done, there was no time to actually show the trailer. So no, she did not actually show the trailer for her own fucking video game because she was too busy yapping the whole fucking time. I had to when we watched it, when we watched it, I actually pulled it up. I actually had to pull up the trailer separately afterwards to show it on stream because her dumbass doesn't know how to time budget a presentation and didn't give herself enough time to show a 2-minute fucking trailer. Dumbass.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people see through the propaganda that this sort of quote-unquote video game is actually about.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are directly blaming Asmongold.
Here it is, at the bottom here. I don't know if Rev is going to read this. Okay, so first of all, they're classifying as an interactive narrative that immerses its audience into the perilous, poignant journeys of migrants and asylum seekers crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. So yeah, they're romanticizing it, the perilous, poignant journey. But now let's get to the coyotes. The experience invites you to walk in the shoes of the border crossers as well as a migrant guide. They're calling the coyotes the cartel thugs that steal from these people, enslave these people, possibly even kill these people along the journey as migrant guides. Oh my God. Oh, this is pathetic. It's a desperation to try and make illegal immigration seem like such a beautiful and romantic notion is so fucking pathetic.
And right-wingers, because that's the only people, I guess, who have an issue with a illegal immigrant simulator. But we continue on. At the nexus of the harassment campaign is our project Take Us North, and blah, 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 blah. It portrays dangerous migrant groups in the world, including the Sonoran Desert, La Bestia, and the Darien Gap. And they also mention here, the experience invites you to walk in the shoes of border crossers, as well as a migrant guide, or guia, more widely known as a coyote. Another conspiracy theory proven true. They were trying to act like this wasn't going to happen, that you weren't going to actually try to play a smuggler, because that's what a coyote is. They smuggle people illegally into places like the United States. At minimum, they do it for a fee. They violate our borders and put people in the country illegally for a fee. At worst, they engage in human trafficking. So we're gonna
human trafficking or murder. Like, let's not fuck with this. Coyotes will murder the migrants.
Gotcha, bitch.
After let's not sugarcoat this. Coyotes will kill their charges that they are attempting to illegally cross the border. They will. If the illegal immigrants they are trying to bring across fall behind or are injured and can't walk, they will, yes, either they'll abandon them to die or they'll flat out fucking kill them so they can get the rest of them across. Or if, like, if it's a young child who won't shut up because it's a child and the child doesn't understand you have to be quiet when you're doing illegal shit, that they might kill that child or kill that woman or kill that man, they will kill people in order to get these illegal immigrants across the border. So it's not at worst that they're human traffickers. At worst, they're fucking murderers. Okay? At worst, they're murderers. Let's not fuck with that.
I'm gonna play that role in this game, or whoever plays this game, all 15 of them.
And
will
thank
play
you,
this
professional,
role.
for the
And
follow.
as they described earlier in this video that we saw on their Kickstarter, they're trying to humanize these groups. So they're going to try to humanize smugglers. They admit it right here.
Not humanize. I don't feel like humanize is a correct adjective. They're trying to romanticize. it's despite the fact that coyotes are disgusting human beings, they are disgusting human beings. Glorifying is one, Don Lurk. I would say more like romanticizing. Given the language, migrant guide is they're using romanticizing language versus glorifying or even humanizing. That's why they said a poignant. That's why they said a perilous, poignant journey and a migrant guide. This is all romanticizing language. It's softening language to make it, to basically make it seem like it's all flowery with shimmering stars around the entire concept. So yeah, I'm gonna disagree with Rev's verbiage here. I'm not like dumping on him, Rafe. I disagree with the verbiage.
Crazy. But then they try to shield that narrative by saying, as a first-generation immigrant from Guatemala, migration is not an abstract political issue for me, which is very interesting because I found out that Guatemala, their Congress, about a decade ago, passed an anti-coyote law, particularly targeting illicit trafficking and smuggling of people by these individuals. So I don't think Guatemala is really down with the coyotes.
Yeah, and if memory serves, if this was Reyes herself that wrote this article, if memory serves from the article that I did, it was Reyes's father or mother that was an illegal immigrant. So probably Reyes herself is the child of illegal immigrants, because I think it was her mother, if I'm remembering correctly, was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala, and I think her father might have come from Mexico, although I don't exactly remember. But she flat out admitted that her parents are, in one of the articles that we talked about, is that at least one of her parents is an illegal immigrant.
It sounds like they have an issue with them as well, to the point where their Congress is passing laws targeting them. But we continue on. My commitment to this project is rooted in deep human-centered research. I've extensively interviewed migrants and asylum seekers, walked along their trails, and learned from ethnographers and anthropologists who've dedicated their lives to studying migration. So they admit and confirm what we already kind of saw in the Kickstarter project, that they are in fact interviewing illegal immigrants, which by itself is not something that is wrong. You can interview someone like that, but this is where it starts to get wishy-washy. Like, are they actually helping them with the process of doing what they're doing, perpetuating a crime, being here illegally?
Good question.
That's where things get wishy-washy, and you could actually get in trouble. But you are allowed to interview them. But that is something that was pointed out when people began talking about Take Us North about a month or two ago. But they continue on saying, our goal is not to be definitive, but to be dedicated. We're engaging in a documentary-style work by contributing human testimonies to a conversation that desperately needs more of them. Take Us North.
Like documentary-style work. They're going to claim that their video game is a documentary-style work. See, if they actually made it a documentary, which a documentary would be somewhat neutral. If their game was to be a documentary style and just be neutral about it, like, okay, there's illegal immigration happening, and we're just going to talk to these people that have facilitated this illegal immigration, either the illegal immigrants themselves, the coyotes, the shelter people that hide them, and we're just going to speak with them from a very new point of neutrality to incorporate into a game. Then that wouldn't be so bad. But let's be honest. They're not trying to be documentary. They're trying to be exactly, Spike. They are trying to be. This is propaganda style work. They're fucking lying when they call it a documentary. That's a flat out fucking lie.
Is designed to bring these personal stories into focus, inviting our audience to move beyond the world of divisive rhetoric and into the visceral moment to moments of the human journeys.
It's not divisive rhetoric, bitch. It's literally illegal. There's no rhetoric here. It is literally black and white. Illegal. There's no wiggle room. There's no, oh, well, it's all based upon your interpretation. No, this is flat out fucking illegal. It's in the fucking law. Black and white. So there's no fucking rhetoric here. Stop trying to change the narrative and make it seem like it's something that it's not.
That sounds really impressive. I'm sure Sweet Baby Inc. would be really impressed by this word salad. It's really great, guys. Keep it up. So scrolling ahead a little bit, we got some questions that they're answering directly. Why is Take Us North a video game? So they say the word game may seem inappropriate for a project centered around migration, but games have evolved far beyond traditional stereotypes and can serve as strong drivers of community and connection.
For fuck's sake.
It's broken the traditional stereotypes of what a video game is. What did you mean by that?
Oh.
Interesting. Video games don't just tell stories. They ask you to hold their weight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking every time I'm playing Dragon Age the Veilguard and games like that, or, Dustborn, or any of those. Like, I think about the stories they're telling and the weight we have to hold. I believe they're one of the greatest vehicles for empathy.
And there it is. There it is. This isn't a game. This is just propaganda in video game format. There it is. They spilled the spaghetti. They've spilled the spaghetti out of their pocket on this. That their entire quote unquote game is nothing but propaganda. That's it. Flat the fuck out. This is a propaganda game, and no one's gonna buy it.
Did iDubbbz co-write this? Amazing. One of Take Us North's fundamental design principles is to avoid abstracting the player from the emotional impact of migration. This requires a profound commitment to sensitivity. Yeah, well, you guys got sensitivity consultants helping you on this project, so...
Okay, can I just say, what the fuck does one of Take Us North's fundamental design principles is to avoid abstracting the player from the emotional impact of migration? What the fuck does that mean? What is this gobbledygook that they actually printed to quote-unquote paper? This is like, they're literally just throwing verbs and adjectives onto the page and saying, good. This makes no fucking sense. How do you avoid what the fuck does abstracting the player even mean? What in the holiest of fucks does that even mean? Like, abstract means not exactly defined. So avoid not exactly defining the player from the emotional impact of migration. Like, this makes no fucking sense. This sentence is hurting my fucking brain. This sentence literally is hurting my fucking brain because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'm sure they're in good hands, like I just said. Ensuring we can convey some difficult truths without being gratuitous. The primary goal of Take Us North isn't for a player to win or lose, but to engage in an experience grounded in reality and confront choices, stakes, and sacrifices, what about the law, that reflect those of migrants and asylum seekers. We're carefully weaving real-world stories into the tapestry of the project, stories that encompass not just trauma, but a broad range of human emotion, moments of love, laughter, hope, live, laugh, love, and connection that persist even in the most challenging circumstances.
Okay, and what about regret when ICE hooks you up, throws you in a holding cell, and then deports your ass back to the country you came from? What about those emotions? Huh? What about the emotions of regret and fear and, oh, I made a bad fucking decision when ICE comes and hooks you the fuck up? oh, we're not going to address that, right? Because we think that anybody should just come into the country whenever the fuck we want. Like, all borders should just be open. We shouldn't even have borders. Borders shouldn't even exist in America, right? Right? Anybody should just be able to come into the fucking country whenever they want, as long as they have a good enough fake sob story, right? Yeah, of course.
We aim to honor the individuals behind the stories with integrity and dignity. Video games? This doesn't sound like a video game at all. You know what? They're right. They're kind of breaking the mold of what a video game is by selling you basically political propaganda. Very interesting, but the answer to the
here we
next question,
fucking go.
does Take Us North condone or glorify human trafficking? Absolutely not. Firstly, it's important to distinguish between trafficking and smuggling. Human trafficking involves force, fraud, or coercion for exploitation, a heinous crime that our development team and the project denounce.
Yeah, well, what about when these coyotes smuggle these people across the border and then enslave them because they can't properly pay the coyote? Then smuggling turns into fucking trafficking. Okay? You dumb cunt. That happens all the fucking time, is that these coyotes bring these illegal immigrants across the border, but they can't actually pay. They have to work off their fee. That happens frequently, is they can't fully pay the coyote to bring them across the border, so they have to work off their money for pennies on the dollar for years, very often the women being put into sexual fucking slavery. And so, yeah, that's when smuggling turns into human trafficking, and it's the people that you're romanticizing that fucking do it, you dumb bitch.
Human smuggling, on the other hand, is the facilitation of passage for a fee, a consensual transaction.
And both are illegal. Let's just point that out. Both of them are fucking illegal. Smuggling, human trafficking, don't matter. They're both fucking illegal.
Wow, that's just great. Yeah, I'm glad the cartels out there can collect a fee to help violate our borders. So I'm glad we have the separation here. But I'm going to skip ahead because then they say,
oh, and they try and say, like, we fully acknowledge that it acknowledges and condemns the dark sides of migration across the U.S. border, including illicit drug trafficking, cartel dominance, and the abuse that disproportionately impacts women along the migrant trails. Gilly. So you're condemning that part, but you're promoting the illegality of it as a whole. Is that it? You're gonna denounce the obvious shit here, but you're gonna promote the rest of it, including the fucking coyotes who are involved in this shit. The illicit drug trafficking, the cartel dominance, and the abuse that impacts women when they are getting illegally smuggled across the border. That's the fucking coyotes that do it. Okay? This is not just like, oh, it's only the cartels and they're separate from the coyotes illegally smuggling and trafficking people in the U.S. It's literally the coyotes that are doing this, you dumb cunt.
I'm glad we have the separation here, but I'm going to skip ahead because then they say, why step in the shoes of a coyote or gaia? Not all gaias are directly involved with the cartels. Through research, we've discovered that many migrant guides are simply people who, out of desperation or to make a living in a hostile economy, become facilitators.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I would say roughly 95 to 98% of the coyotes that bring illegal immigrants across the border work for the cartels. Yeah, exactly, Vespasian. Like, no one is crossing the fucking border without the cartel's permission. You're full of shit. You are 100% full of shit. And once again, you're trying to romanticize these criminals by calling them migrant guides. And they are becoming facilitators. They're trying to romanticize this.
Again, at the very minimum, they're helping people enter a country illegally for a fee. At the maximum, they're also engaging in human trafficking. So they're sort of dichotomy here where they're trying to split up trafficking
Oh, I
and
saw
smuggling.
something back down. I wonder if
Doesn't
Fred's
really
gonna
matter because
talk about
coyotes
it.
do both. Like, they're trying to humanize this practice, which is very, very weird. Okay, I don't really know who came up with this idea, but it's not working in the year 2025. People are looking at this and asking questions, and I think that is fair. But then down here, they are asked the question, is take us north
Here we go.
propaganda? Propaganda takes an easy path to a conclusion and makes sweeping statements on morality. In contrast, Take Us North embraces complexity rather than reducing it. The project explores moral ambiguity and provokes difficult questions rather than providing simple answers. This is storytelling as inquiry and not indoctrination.
So that was a fucking lie.
Bullshit. This is propaganda and attempts at indoctrination, pure and fucking simple. Pure and fucking simple. You are all about these people have flat out said it. They are pro illegal immigration. They flat out fucking said it. This is 100% fucking propaganda and indoctrination because you are trying to get people to go, oh, illegal immigration isn't bad. Illegal immigration is just, oh, these poor individuals that just, they're trying to romanticize the thing of, oh, we're just trying to get a better life and ignoring the illegality of it time and time again. So, yeah, sweetheart, no, you're full of shit. You're a fucking liar. You are spewing propaganda and you are 100% trying to facilitate indoctrination. Why? Because you're fucking, at least one half of your parents was an illegal immigrant. And so you want more illegal immigrants swarming into the fucking country because you're pro-illegal immigration. Just fucking admit it. You're pro-illegal immigration. You'll feel better. Trust me.
That's what people selling you propaganda typically tell you. They're the only ones who have to tell you it's not propaganda. If they're telling you it's not propaganda, it's propaganda. But
yep.
I'm going to conclude here. I think we get the point, right? But this last paragraph, they begin by saying, the wave of harassment against us has been met by a powerful and humbling counter-current of solidarity led by artists.
Really? Is that why you're hiding? If this had been met by a powerful and humbling countercurrent of solidarity led by artists, devs, and advocates, if it's so powerful and humbling, why are you hiding? Why have you either eliminated or privated your Twitter accounts? Why have you privated your whole fucking website if there's such powerful and humbling countercurrent of solidarity? Eh? You wouldn't be hiding your entire company if you had such a strong backing from artists, devs, and advocates. So
that was a fucking lie.
Developers and advocates across the globe. What about gamers? What about gamers? Who?
Yeah, the people that you want, yeah, those people that you want to shell out $30 for your game of propaganda. Yeah, are we forgetting that, like, after you develop this steaming pile of horseshit, that you actually need gamers to, like, spend money to buy your
myself
game?
being affected by illegal immigration, I call BS on this whole article.
Oh, Kite, we've been calling BS on this whole fucking article. This article in and of itself is propaganda. And it was called out as such. That's why they deleted it.
The copium is strong in this article. Be careful not to choke on your ambitions, Carla Reyes.
Yeah. Like, they're getting called out on it every turn. That's why they're constantly, every time they're like sweet baby, they're like, not sweet baby, they're like the collective cunts. The moment they poke their head out, they get fucking dogpiled and go, oh shit, I gotta go hide again. Because that's what they did with this article. They deleted the article because everybody fucking dogpiled on it and called them out as being a bunch of propagandist illegal immigrant activists that are promoting illegal activities. And so they got rid of the article. It's why they've privated their website. It's why they've gotten rid of their Twitter accounts. It's why they are in hiding. Because everyone is calling them out on their bullshit. And this last line is fucking hilarious. We will not be silenced. Bitch, you silenced your goddamn self. You already are silent. Because you're trying to remove every trace of you from the fucking internet. Your Twitter, both your Twitters are gone. Your website is gone. This article that you said we will not be silenced. Guess what? It's gone. You deleted it. So, yeah, you dumb bitch. She will be silenced because people are not going to accept propaganda, and gamers damn sure aren't going to be ponying up any of their hard-earned money for a propaganda game romanticizing illegal immigration.
Who's the target audience? Is it to impress artists, developers, and advocates, or to
Vespasian, they are, but they don't post anything on Blue Sky. In the video I did about a month ago, I looked up their Blue Sky account. They haven't posted fuck all to it. They don't post anything on their Blue Sky account. And it hasn't been dogpiled because Blue Sky is basically a DEI echo chamber, so nobody's really jumping on them and dogpiling on them because nobody goes to Blue Sky that gives a fuck about that. So yeah, but they don't even post on their Blue Sky really. No, Velocity Viper. Nope, I am trying out a new one for tonight. I am.
Is it to impress artists, developers, and advocates, or to do what the mission's supposed to be and change the hearts and minds of gamers, the average person? Interesting. The intensity of this reaction proves we've struck something vital and reinforces why we do this work. For the people whose stories we're sharing, resilience is a through line. We will honor their journeys by continuing our own with Take Us North. And we will not be silenced.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Okay, they were silenced. They self-silenced. They took down this article just one day after it was posted. The irony is palpable, ladies and gentlemen. The people screeching that we have so much support and that we won't be silenced are silenced really quickly the second anyone who is critical of them pays attention for 1 second. And that's what happened once again. And that is the update on Take Us North. Where this journey goes next, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, that was fucking hilarious. They're backtracking, and they're backtracking even worse than I thought. This is just like the collective cunts, where they poke their head out and go, "Is it safe?" And the world goes, "No."